Hey there, welcome to another Valuations video update brought to you by Truelytics, the premier business transition management platform for the wealth management industry. My name is Mike Langford and I'm the host of the Valuations podcast. And this week I'm joined by Kirsten Petras of Oak Street Funding. And as you might suspect, we're going to be talking about financing for business acquisitions in the wealth management space. So as you remember last week's podcast, I talked a little bit about the coming wave of financial advisors retiring, right? About 40% of all financial advisors working today are going to be retired within the next decade or so. And that kind of goes to those old, when you're entering in a grad school program or something like that, or a military, when they say, hey, look to your right, look to your left, chances are one of the three of you won't be finishing this program, right? Well, right now we're at that point in the wealth management industry where a lot of change is going to happen in a very short amount of time. So chances are 1 in 3 of the people at your firm will not be there in the next 10 years. Or chances are there's a 30 to 40% chance that the ownership of your firm will be different within the next decade. So if that's true, financing is going to play a really big role in your firm's life cycle here really, really soon, potentially. Right? Think about it. Because very rarely do we see a situation in which someone exits a business and they say, hey, listen, you can just kind of pay me 20% a year for the next 5 years or something like that. Let's go, like, no cash down, right? There's some cash moving. And there's a lot of risk, right? There's risk on the seller's behalf that they're going to get paid and they want to exit the business. There's risk on the acquirer's side because they're acquiring a business and they want to make sure all the clients stay. They want to make sure the employees stay that are running the business and all that good stuff, right? So financing is going to play a role, right? People aren't just going to show up and write a check. It just doesn't work that way usually. So Kirsten and I have a really vibrant conversation about what she says is an accelerating amount of business transitions that she's seeing in the industry. She and the Oak Street team are seeing it, and we're seeing that here at Truelytics as well. It is gaining steam, and again, it shouldn't surprise you, given that we just talked about that 40% of advisors are going to be retiring in the next decade. So really, really interesting podcast. You can check it out on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, or head on over to blog.truelytics.com or blog.truelytics.com, excuse me. If you have topics you want us to cover on the show, of course, send them in either via social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, or hit us up at valuations@truelytics.com. That is an email, valuations@truelytics.com. Also, big announcement. Speaking of email, if you're on the email newsletter from Truelytics, you likely saw this in your inbox over the last couple of days from our man, Kevin Gully, VP of Engineering at Truelytics. And he made the announcement that Truelytics 2.8 is now available. So if you haven't logged in, make sure you do, because there's some really cool stuff there. One that I'm most excited about personally is the investment process is now part of the questionnaire. So are you using model portfolios? Are you using some sort of custom portfolio management? Whatever it is that you have going on in your business, that should be part of your evaluation. It should be part of your succession planning. It should be part of any thoughts of transition, because when somebody is acquiring your business, again, they're not just acquiring client relationships, employees, equipment, and all that type of stuff, right, in your office lease. They're acquiring your investment process, and hopefully it needs to fit well with their existing investment process, because otherwise it's going to be kind of a pain in the butt to change things, and you run the risk of losing clients, right? So investment process, really, really important. It's also been made easier to add users. So 2.8 comes with, it's much easier to add users to your firm on Truelytics. And then lastly, some really cool stuff for getting out custom practice improvement content to your audience. So really, really interesting stuff. So you're going to check that out. Truelytics 2.8 is live and ready to rock. Okay, that's all I got for you this week. I hope you're having a wonderful week and enjoy the show. Again, check out the episode. Let us know what you think, and let us know who you'd like to see or what you'd like to see us cover in the future, okay? Hope you're having a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.